So I have it in full self-drive mode. Next thing you know, I wake up, I'm in front of Cane's, and I'm like, this isn't home.
Heated blanket, y'all.
And we are live. It is 8 degrees still.
It's very cold.
Babe. Sorry, it's on the other side. We talked about it last episode. These are the swishy pants I was talking about.
It's just the word that I have an issue with. It's so not cool.
The more I said it, the more I was like, my wife is probably right.
Swishy.
This is one of the few moments, I will admit it, she is probably right.
One of the few.
One of the few. The few, the proud, the husbands. And I Googled swishy pants. Lo and behold, this is exactly what came up. Not this exact one, but they were very similar.
Those are cute.
Thank you. Maybe you do a little mic check, a little closer.
Those are cute.
There we go. So swishy pants is what I was referring to. Last episode, I had a
jail.
What?
Whoever uses that word, jail time.
Oh. Last episode, I had a swishy jacket. Mm-hmm. Those were the swishy pants. And now we're moving on to the swishy vest.
Okay. I guess we're just swishing along, aren't we?
Yeah. A thought.
Okay.
Maybe in a movie or like a villain, the last thing you hear, like you're knocked out, you're laying on the table, you're about to get sawed, and you just the swishy slasher.
The swisher.
The swisher.
Not the swisher. Can't say that.
The swisher slasher.
Do you know what a swisher is? Don't say that.
I don't. So we're gonna keep.
We're gonna move on.
Anyways, we have problems.
We have major problems, you guys, and I would actually love some advice from you guys in the comments on what we should do about this problem.
The problems are within our very own walls, our 4 walls.
Yes.
And by 4 walls, I mean our extended walls, because we live in a condo, townhouse.
It's like, I don't know. Well, there's levels to it. So I would say townhouse. Either way, we're connected to someone else.
Yes. It's our extended 4 walls that are connected to us.
Yes.
I don't even know where to begin with this. It all started when I moved in.
I think it's such a problem. We can actually make this like its own segment.
We're starting something special. It's our very first and original segment. And what are we calling it?
Let's call it the Nightmare Neighbor. Nightmare Neighbors. And if you guys have any nightmare neighbors, we would love to hear your stories. But we're going to tell you about ours today and other nightmare neighbors we've had in the past.
And since it's going to be recurring, I think it's only fitting to do some sort of song, a little song, a little dance, something. Little jingle, something that the audience, while they're listening, perusing their car,
right.
Cruising.
Or is it carousing? Cruising.
It might be somewhere. Maybe up north. They will instinctively know what the segment is, what it is, and what is happening. So let's move on before we lose our audience.
All right. We're
So what's our jingle? We got to think of something. You're the singer, not me.
But not on the spot.
Give me something, babe. Come on. The audience is waiting.
Nightmare Neighbor.
Ooh. Do it again, a little louder.
No,
from the chest. Come on.
I start screaming. Yeah, we have a nightmare neighbor. And yeah, he's just. I'll let you.
So you would
take this one.
If we worked our way backwards and we just described the events and what is happening, you would probably think to yourself, and with the group you're listening to this podcast with, this has to be an ex-con. This has to be a 70-year-old man or a 40-year-old midlife crisis.
Right.
No, this guy is coming, not guy, this little boy is 7 maybe?
He's either 7 or 8.
We learned last episode, I am not good with names. I am not good with guessing crowds of people, but I'm good with faces. And this face I will remember for the rest of my life. And he's terrorizing like the entire community.
I think it's the entire community, but we happen to be the lucky ones to live directly next door.
I'm a pretty simple guy. Mm-hmm. I don't look for confrontation. But where did it all start? Do you remember a starting point?
I remember the kids said something to me like first.
Okay.
Because I let them play in the yard and they're like, man, the boy next door is... Let me backtrack. I was told by the mom, why don't you guys come knock on the back door, to come play with... I always wonder why nobody knocked on his door to play with him.
But I don't even think it was his mom. It was like a different, a neighbor's mom.
You're right.
We have never seen this child's
parents.
He's there. Like our bedroom overlooks, like we have like a backyard, and it's basically a field.
It's big.
It could almost be half a football field.
Yeah.
If you leveled it out and you took out some trees and you extended it, it's half a football field. And every time I look at our bedroom window, he's just like, he's either standing there.
Creepy.
Like, I don't know scary movies. Who's the guy that just stands there?
Michael Myers.
He's giving me the Michael Myers.
Imagine you look out your window and he's just there.
Yeah. But so one time I'm at work, I'm working, I'm carousing the streets, and I get a phone call from my lovely wife, and she's telling me, hey, so-and-so, what's his name? We should give like some fun name.
Ooh, I don't know. I have to think on that one. Keep going. I'll think of something.
Lauren calls me and she's calm. I know there's no urgent danger, but she's like, hey, fill in the blank, the Mad Lib name. Right. We haven't came up with it yet. He's wielding a knife, and not just like a pocket knife or like a steak knife. This is like a full-fledged.
It's like a kitchen knife. Maybe a steak knife.
We have picture evidence, video evidence, but we're just going to do a picture because I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know how to blur his face out, but it definitely was a knife, and I was really concerned.
He's the squishy slasher.
He is. I feel bad because it's just whoever the parent is, because like I said, we never see them.
I don't think
they have failed this kid.
There's no adults.
They have failed this kid. They're probably in the basement, and he's just living on his own, going to school and coming back.
I would like to think of it the opposite. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Getting choked up thinking about him.
It's making you feel away.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's like that old, was it a Nickelodeon show where the kid was like in college. He was like 10 and he's already in college. He's like the smartest kid ever.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know.
Oh.
Either way, what about him?
I'm going to say he's the smartest kid in the world. Maybe he has a love for knives, but he is so smart. We probably live in his home. Mm-hmm. We're probably paying him rent.
No, this kid is, something bad is going to happen, but he's a terror. You know what it is? My thing is like, you can scream and do what you want, do your thing, but he does property damage.
Yeah.
That's my only thing. Because kids are bad. Kids have their
Kids
moment.
are one thing. Hurt them. Don't hurt my property.
Don't mess with my money now, because we're gonna have to pay for that. The things that he meant, and he's so calculated. He only comes to our side to do the damage.
I don't know if he does. We live in there's like a plethora of cul-de-sacs. I don't know how it works, but every street is a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And there was one time I was backing up, getting out, and he was digging through everybody's trash, not just like I see, because sometimes like I grabbed a scooter. It was a perfectly good scooter that someone had at the curb. I grabbed it.
Right.
That's a different story. He is full-fledged just digging through trash like an animal.
Yeah. And like one house at a time, just going down, digging through the trash.
But yeah, so he's wielding knives. He's digging through trash, which I think technically that's a federal offense, like going through someone's garbage. He has, oh man. So there was one time I get home, I go to the backyard, it's a great day, and I look out there and I'm like, Lauren, I think we have like a mole festation.
Mole rats?
We have a full family of moles. It looked like, I don't even know how to describe it. It looked like someone was digging for lost treasure.
The backyard was destroyed. It was destroyed. Grass was pulled up, big holes. I don't even know how. It's still messed up. Yeah. I don't get it.
So apparently, and you filled me in once I called you down, and you said that he just had I almost said machete, a golf club.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yes, I do know how he did it. It was raining that day.
He's got another little rascal that he runs around with, and they apparently just went to town and just shredded. I guess we're getting new grass. And so yeah, he did that. There was spray paint.
He spray painted the driveway.
It's inching its way close to my vehicle.
Ooh.
I did notice recently, I haven't told you this, there was like a squiggly wiggly scratch on my door. Yeah.
Stop.
So I'm just assuming.
Aren't there cameras on your door?
So with a Tesla, you have to activate them essentially, which drains your battery like 8 miles an hour or a day. I think a day.
This boy's out of control, and
I feel like there was something. Oh, ding dong ditching,
cussing.
We smell smoke, marijuana. You did. I was.
He definitely was smoking. We're talking 7 and 8, you guys. We're not talking 14, high school. We're talking a baby.
Yeah.
And like the kids walk home. A lot of kids don't want to walk home when they see him. He's a true, like, not even Dennis the Menace.
He's a mean one.
He is crazy. He's scary, crazy. Like, he scares me.
Yeah.
He's got this look in his eye. So for me, I want to be a little bit more aggressive about it.
Can you give us the look?
No, I'm not. Okay. I'm not that, mentally unstable. But I don't know what to do. It's like, give me some advice. Do I call on him? Like, do I call the police? He's doing legit property damage.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dangerous. Out there with a BB gun.
Who knows? Maybe at some point we'll need him for something. Hey, we got a fox in our yard.
Yeah,
go fetch it.
No.
Kill it. Bring it back to me.
He's completely out of control, so.
Yeah. I feel like there was something else he's done.
Have some of your coffee. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm over here falling asleep.
There you go. You got it? Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I think that's about it for now. He's probably watching us through our windows right now, and he's conjuring up ideas.
He's a very dangerous, scary kid, and I don't know. I feel like I want to call on him. I think that might be the way to go.
So that has been an episode,
an ongoing nightmare. Oh, what was it? Nightmare. I forget how I did it. I forgot how I did it.
Have you had any other neighborly instances in your life?
Nightmare neighbors.
Before we move any further,
maybe a small one. My first apartment that I had on my own, I had a Ring camera, and the boys that lived next door was like a bunch of young men. They had girls coming in and out, in and out. You can see it on my camera because it's right next door.
Oh, so you're just getting notified every day.
The Jews.
Every hour.
His actual girlfriend came to me and was like, do you mind, like, does your camera like go back a while? Because I want to see if like other girls come here. And I was like, oh no, I didn't pay for that feature. But I just didn't want to get involved.
Yeah.
Because that's just what I need is for her to say.
You never know what's really happening. Reminds me of...
that was about it.
Wow. So whenever I was in high school, college, high school, community college, one or the other, it doesn't really matter. At the time I was living at home, I was going to community college. I was working at Hy-Vee, and our neighbor I'll try to keep this very brief because it could be a very long story. Over the course of 6 months, we started to notice our neighbor had just rotations of people coming in and out, in and out, in and out, all hours of the day. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon.
Was it bothering you?
Not necessarily, but at the time, my dad worked overnight, and I think we were younger now that I think about it. No, I don't know what time period this was, but I know it happened.
Okay.
And so my mom would be at home at night alone with us kids, and I think it might have just been me. And so she was starting to get worried that something bizarre was happening next door. And next thing you know, I'm driving to work. I get a phone call from my dad, and he's like, "You should come see this. This is getting crazy. It's getting intense over here." Well, our neighbor had a full-fledged meth lab, not just like, oh, they were selling some druggies, some doobies.
That's crazy.
They had a full-fledged like operation. They had hundreds of people coming there. My parents were writing down license plates. They had, no joke, recorded like hundreds of cars. Took that info to the police. The police were investigating the situation for several months. They ended up telling us that they had caught 3 other meth labs because of my parents' investigation and the info that they gave them.
Really?
Yeah. And
you're lucky that they didn't retaliate.
Yeah, it was a very bizarre situation now that I'm remembering. The husband was actually in the hospital. Oh, I just remembered. Husband was in the hospital, had nothing to do with it at all. Nothing. He was like on his deathbed, had been in the hospital for like almost
the wife?
A year. The wife ended up having like a dude living there, and next thing you know, they're drug lords.
Well, I could one up you on that one.
One me up.
So my sister, she had a friend that she lived in this building where it had like a staircase that goes straight up, and like there's just 2 apartments at the top. So picture it goes straight up, one here, one there.
Okay. The old fork.
Up the stairs like that. Is that what it is?
Sure.
Guy's a weirdo, whatever. I mean, she sees him often, just hi, nothing more than that. But she started to notice. How it
all starts.
She started to notice when he would throw away his trash, it had very odd shapes.
Okay.
Like
what kind of shapes we talking?
Just
Triangles,
odd.
squares.
I don't know. Just
lumps, bumps.
Odd shapes. So eventually he was doing Dexter vibes in there. He was like cutting up bodies. He's killing people.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
You weren't ready for that. You weren't ready for that, were you? Yeah.
Do they know how many bodies?
I don't know, but he got taken out. And he's yeah.
I had to have just smelt, right?
I don't. That's if you're keeping like rotting bodies in your house. I don't think he was doing that. I think it was a.
That's like when we went to Sebastian when he's talking about the Dahmer, and he's like
that man. That was such a great comedy show. We recently went to see Sebastian Maniscalco. It was amazing.
He's great.
He's my favorite comedian.
You put me onto him.
Yeah,
I don't think I had ever heard or seen of him.
It's his mannerisms. He's just a clown, and I love it.
If you don't know who he is, to an old soul like me, I think he kind of reminds me of Jerry Lewis a little bit. Just the mannerisms and a little bit of how he looks. But yeah,
okay.
He was telling the story about Dahmer, and like a guy comes into this serial killer's house, and you're just like, what is that smell?
Well, that's because he was holding on to the bodies, but I think this guy was just, it was a real quick hangout, out.
So he was just cleaning shop.
Ooh, that's scary to live next to somebody like that.
But you said they caught him, it sounds like?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But imagine while you're just sound asleep.
That is actually kind of wild.
Yeah. He's across the way.
There actually are people like that out there.
Yeah. We live next to a future one.
Perhaps.
Boy's nuts.
First it's Teslas, and then it's, I don't know.
Dang, he might have.
So we are in the midst of a snowstorm.
Don't remind me.
Which is why you have a heated blanket on.
I have a heated blanket. It's scary. You guys, I've never experienced, well, by now I've experienced the snow, but snow is a new thing for me. It's...
'Cause you're a valley girl.
I'm a valley girl. It's extremely cold. It's extremely annoying. I like it if I'm inside. I don't have to go anywhere and I can look outside at it. But to get kids to school and I forget, you have to turn your car on and then scrape that stuff off. That's annoying.
What, there was a time when it snowed and I think I wasn't home. And
I was having a panic attack.
What were you scraping the car with?
I woke up to snow. I didn't know what to do. It was a lot. So I needed to go get food. We had just came back from a trip. So the only thing I had to scrape the snow off was the tray that was on the, you open the middle part of your car. There's like a little tray that could sit there.
Oh.
I was scraping it with that.
Really?
And the neighbors were looking at me crazy.
I would look at you crazy.
Like, what do you want me to do?
Put on defrost, let it sit a little bit.
I had no clue what to do, and
that is wild. The neighbors were probably just...
They were looking at me like...
Look at... Honey,
honey,
come
girl.
Here. Come here.
What is she doing?
She's got a tray.
Listen, I've never seen this stuff before, so I didn't know what to do. It was scary.
Yeah, the first snow experience you ever had was the crazy part of it was in Texas with me.
I know, at a Buc-ee's.
Yeah, it was a little Buc-ee's miracle.
The Buc-ee's Christmas miracle. Hi, snow. I'm shocked that it looks like a flake. It's just wild to me, the snow thing. Nobody tells you that you feel like you're burning your ears off. Behind your ears, it's on fire.
And yeah, when the first time it snowed, or in Texas, it to a Midwesterner, it was. I don't even know if it would have been on the Weather Channel. It would not have been broadcasted. It would not have been mentioned. Nobody would have been talking about it at all. But Lauren, you would have thought she was in the biggest blizzard of a lifetime. She was at the North Pole.
It was my first time, and I've never seen it come down like that. I've never seen how it makes the little shapes on the window.
Yeah.
Snowflakes and all that. It was beautiful until I stepped out of the car and had to go walk inside. That was tragic.
Yeah, it was a beautiful moment, but I just kept telling her like, hey, hey kid, I don't want to.
He was snowing on my parade, raining on my parade. I was so excited
that was good.
I was excited that I got to see snow, and he's like, that's not snow.
Yeah, I just kept telling her like, this ain't really it. I like that you said snowing on your parade.
Thanks.
I'm rubbing off on you. That was like a dad joke. We did get a sled for Christmas. Santa came and brought us a sled.
That's going to be fun.
Have you ever been on? Well, no. That's a stupid question. Huh. So yeah.
What's this snowman business I keep hearing about? I haven't seen one. Is that a fairy tale thing? Because it seems difficult to make.
No, it's got to be kind of a perfect snow. It's got to be like a little bit of a wet, like it's cold. It's really cold for snow, but it's just not cold enough for it to like melt, and it almost sticks, so you can like move it around and compact it a little bit more. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We'll have to. I was hoping we haven't really had. It's almost. We're in January.
We're in January,
and we haven't really gotten the snow. We got a little bit of one.
Yeah,
but that was it. But hoping we can use the sled at least once. That'd be a fun little.
That'll be fun for the kids.
thinking it would be fun for us.
Oh, can I fit on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it'll be fun for us.
What have we been up to past, I don't know, 3 weeks or so? Week?
Well, before the kids got out of school, we had I wouldn't call it a recital. You know, Brian is in a choir class. And this kid is so funny because he'll sing Our House Down, scream on video games, and make the most amount of noise I've ever heard in my life. But the moment he has to perform, he's like zombified. I'm like, I did not come all the way out here to this performance for you to just be like, he's not even singing. I don't even think he's saying the words properly. He's just going, he's barely moving his mouth.
He is really good at singing.
So good at singing.
He doesn't get it from me. He gets it from you for sure. Ember
gives it the best.
Me and Ember sing the same notes. You and Brian sing the same notes. But he sings so well.
He sings so well, and then when you have a performance, you don't sing at all. What is that?
I think some of it was kind of like that. He's almost to that. Well, he's kind of at that age where it's like,
I'm cool.
I'm too cool.
I'm too cool. Yeah, okay.
These are some corny Christmas tunes.
Yeah, you so cool. Pay your phone bill then, boy.
Yeah.
It was a good performance, but I always feel awkward going to school events because then you have to meet parents or teachers, and then you realize, like, how is your kid really doing in school? Oh, so you're the mom. I'm like, what's coming after? What does that mean?
Yeah.
You know? So I was asking, like, did you do something? Because everybody's like thrown off. You know? I don't know. I just always get really uncomfortable.
The thing that I didn't like was, why did we have to drive 57 minutes to get to the library?
This performance was at the
Are we out of libraries? Are libraries going out of business?
I guess. This was far for that. I thought it was going to be like grand opening.
Yeah.
Like, you know, streamers, people coming, TV channels, something.
So you hate the cold, which a lot of people do. I think you lucked out because I remember on the slip, the permission slip or whatever you want to call it, it said we will be singing out front of the library. Did you see that? It said we will be singing out front.
That doesn't mean outside.
What else would that mean?
They were in the front of the library.
Out front.
Whatever. We were there. It was just
No. We got to clear this up. If I said I'm going to meet you out front,
maybe you're right.
You want to meet me like in the kitchen.
I'm with you on. I thought it was going to be outside. I understand that, but I guess. So
I heard the music instructor say like to somebody like, "Hey, it's 31 degrees," and they were like, "Okay, let's do it inside." So I think the magic number was 32 degrees, freezing, and since it was 31, they literally let us go inside. Otherwise, we were going to be standing outside watching our son lip sync to other children.
And he didn't even, I know. It didn't even, I'm like, Brian, if you don't give me a note, driving all this way.
But then we drive home and he's singing.
Singing in the car. I said, no, I don't want to hear it now. Be quiet. That was crazy. We might have a clip of it. It's, picture yourself driving far, and this is what he gives. 57 minutes. This is what he gives.
Plus finding parking was another 12.
But then I also had that other really tough parent moment where I saw my son's bully there.
Oh.
I saw my son's bully.
Was it the teacher?
No, some little chubby boy that I'm like, this is who you're tripping about. And his mom was there. So I was like, do I say something to the mom about this little boy? Because I'm like I was being a petty mom. I felt myself looking at this kid. Yeah, I had a child and I'm grown. Like, we can't do this.
You don't want to be like that, like those like the sitcom moms that come up to the kid at high school. And are you messing with my son?
You messing with my son? And they're like, who? Little boy, you know who I'm talking about.
And the son was lying the whole time.
Yeah, and then it's my son that's the bully. See, that's why I don't. ooh, these little boys, preteens, running me crazy.
Yeah.
But I didn't say anything.
I almost had to hold you back at the library. There was a time where I was like, Lauren,
the thing is this, I consulted with you first. I
think you did. Yeah.
I said, should I say something? Because he's right there. And they're actively like making him feel bad in the moment.
Yeah.
Like little group of kids and they're whispering and pointing at him, staring at him on the other side of the room. I'm petty. Hi, are you looking over here? Did you want to come? Do you want to come talk? Like, I'm that mom and I need to stop. I need to pray on it because I'm scared for when Ember gets into school. Girls are vicious.
Yeah. But yeah.
My dad did that though.
But right now, Ember is the most joyful, innocent,
dream
just
baby.
blissful girl.
Which scares me. People pick on that. That scares me.
So she has this extreme obsession with her teacher, and it all started at the back to school day, registration day.
First day. Miss Tresson, if you're watching, I apologize. I tried to warn her though. The first day we went there to meet the teacher, they write like, are there things to know about the kid? And I said, she's an overachiever. Mm-hmm. She does not like to lose. She wants straight A's. She wants the good grade. And she's going to be all up in your face constantly.
She will teach you something.
You have to be strong with her and tell her like, not right now, baby, not right now. Mm. Because my sister, my daughter doesn't understand. She doesn't read the room very well.
She's definitely a teacher's pet. I can see it.
Which can annoy other kids. I know the answer.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, baby, but we picked him. Okay, but he obviously doesn't know it, and I know it. So why can't I just get? She's one of those. Mm-hmm. But she means well.
Yeah, I could definitely picture her like.
Oh yeah.
Always having her hand up. Oh. I don't know if that was caught on camera.
I'm
or
sure
video,
it was. I'm that old.
I think we have to go to the hospital right now.
Ow! I just broke my elbow.
Let me see. Let me try.
You got to give it. It has to be hard. No, loose. Like he's not old enough yet.
It just sounded like she broke her arm just raising it.
I'm getting hilarious. Too old and I'm tired. This is tired. Getting old is tired.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It is cold down here, so.
No, but just getting old is tired. Yeah. I'm over that. When is that gonna? No, I don't want it to stop. But I'm just saying. What do we do? How do we reverse this?
What do we do?
And you can't tell me that the only way to reverse it is to do workouts that make you feel like you're dying. That's my only option. To eat.
In order to live, you gotta die.
Yeah, to eat air and work out. Dang, you're right. In order to live, you have to die.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyways, getting back after my wife just broke her elbow. She has an obsession with, her name is Miss or Mrs. Tresson.
I want to say Miss. She looks young. She's like 23.
Yeah. And I kid you not, the moment she sees us after school, Miss Tresson said I can have candy tomorrow.
She even calls me Miss Tresson sometimes. And I'm like, wait, don't slip up.
She's called me Miss Tresson.
She loves her teacher. I think that's good.
It's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem.
It's actually an incredible problem.
I just love school and I love my teacher. And I'd rather you be slightly, I hate to use this word, annoying, irritating.
Okay. How dare you say that?
I'm sorry, Ember. I'd rather that, and everything's like you're just an overachiever and you're doing good, than Brian makes it really difficult.
Yeah.
He's a boy's boy and he can be stressful. He's getting better though.
But it is so funny. Sometimes like Ember will be talking to you in the kitchen, like you're cooking or doing something, prepping for the next day or whatever. And I'm just kind of like maybe sitting somewhere off on the corner and I just hear her like, Miss Tresson this, Miss Tresson that, Miss Tresson, Miss Tresson.
And I hate to say that.
I hear you, or I look over at you and you're just kind of like.
Because it's.
And then
she can't read the room. She can't understand like, I don't want to hear about Miss Tresson right now, baby.
And then you're like, hey, Ember, have you finished that one show?
I try to be nice. Like, I try to encourage her to like go away for a little bit, but.
So we're at the library. That's 57 minutes and a 12-minute park job away. Mm-hmm. And we meet Miss Tresson. And it's kind of weird to be introduced to an adult from a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in those situations?
I have.
It's kind of weird.
It is awkward. It's awkward.
Because typically, in most interactions in your life.
I was just surprised at what she looked like when I first met her. I was like, oh, she's so young.
Yeah.
Very pretty girl. Young. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, she's funny.
It's kind of, it's like you're getting led to a battle with a 6-year-old and they just kind of let you off and you're just kind of like, hey.
Yeah. She's like, oh, she's so great and she's so this and she's so that. And I'm looking at her like, girl.
Yeah.
Just tell me. She's running you nuts.
Yep. And then I could kind of hang talking to Miss Tresson because I heard all about her. But then Ember's bringing me to these other teachers, these other guy teachers, and I'm just next thing you know, it's kind of like, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Here we are.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a cool experience, but it's cool when your kid is doing well. Mm-hmm. Like I said, when your kid acts up, it's awkward. Like school pickups and going in the office or even dropping anything off or anything like that.
Yeah, I would say overall it's been a fun experience. Been a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that Ember did bring home that was really funny was she brought home that Miss Tresson gave her a golden star. Mm. And there are a lot of moments parenting that I want to call it really lying. You just have fun.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, a gold star.
Yeah, a gold one.
Did you know that is one of the most rare stars of them all?
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, wow, what?
You were giving it such a go
and
with
then
that.
I'm like, did you know the star system is red star, blue star, green star, silver star, then gold, the golden star. And if you're good enough, you can get the rainbow star.
Didn't she like make one?
The next day, she came home with a rainbow star. And either Miss Tresson writes with her offhand.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Or I think
Ember did that.
Miss Tresson was Ember that day. Or right, Ember was Miss Tresson that day.
She made her own rainbow star.
So we had a little moment. I was like, wow, you got it. How did you do it?
It's so cool and cute to keep up with the, whimsical part of kids.
Oh, I love it.
But I think the part that we're going to struggle with is we have quite a few fairies and people showing up to the house that require us to do a lot of work. Mm-hmm. The candy fairy, the tooth fairy, the this person and the that person.
The fairy.
Right. So it's like,
the tooth fairy's friend.
I don't know how to transition out of that. Brian was just kind of like,
hey, just give me cash.
Just give me cash. Like, okay, then if you can't get it, can Santa get it? And I'll be like, boy. And he's like, exactly. So like, he just was being a boy. Yeah. So it's just a struggle with all those little imaginary people.
I think when Ember is on a date.
That far.
And the boyfriend is like, what did you just say?
Then she'll know. Because you're never going to tell her.
The tooth fairy? You got your wisdom teeth from the tooth fairy? You got $100 from that? And at that moment, she'll probably find out that it was all a dream.
Dang.
I don't know.
I kind of locked myself up with that one.
I do like the... I'm well aware of the tooth fairy, the Santa, the core...
Easter bunny.
The core... whimsical, imaginary people.
Yeah.
The one that you've taught me, I actually really like. And we're going to patent it. We're going to copyright it. If anybody from this in the comments, or if I see your search history and you've viewed our video and you're profiting off of this idea, I'm coming after you.
Yes.
It is the candy fairy.
Candy fairy.
And I added a little twist to it that I thought was funny. But tell us what the candy fairy is.
Candy fairy is when you go out trick-or-treating for Halloween, because Ember does not eat candy, sugar. She doesn't like it. Her palate, it just does not work. Keep talking. It does not work with her palate. So the candy fairy is when you go trick-or-treating, and at the end of trick-or-treating, you put the bag of candy at the door. When you wake up, the bag of candy's gone and there's a gift for you.
Which I think that's actually like pretty
no
cool.
No candy. They don't eat the candy, but they get a little toy and the candy disappears.
Yeah, I think that is very cool. And I think it would be legit, no joking.
Mm-hmm.
No, we've done a lot of joking. I think that could like actually be like a book, the next elf on a shelf.
Yeah, the candy fairy. Because
the candy fairy.
I had to make it fun for her because she wasn't really liking Halloween because she doesn't like sugar. So she's like, I gotta go walk around and get a bunch of sugar.
Yeah,
it wasn't really.
Well, and also too,
but like, now she's like, oh, I can't wait to get as much sugar as possible because the more I get, the better the gift from the candy fairy.
There's also that stigma of like there, something might be in the candy. You know, it's laced. Yeah. So it's just like a fun way to, hey, we're gonna go out and explore and get candy. But we know we're going to give it away to the candy fairy.
Yeah. Even if you want to give them your own, if they want candy, you want to give them your own like safe candy. You can, it's still fun to trick or treat, but you can take that candy
And my
away.
little twist that I was like, oh, you know what the candy fairy looks like, right? And she was like,
that was
I don't think so.
I'm over here looking at you like,
and I was like,
what are you doing?
Well, it consumes all of the candy. It is the biggest fairy you could ever imagine. And the wings big. Are like an inch, and it's just like this beefy candy eating fairy that not steals, it's an offering of candy. But do you remember, and we'll talk about this a little bit more in another episode, but do you remember what the candy fairy brought?
The most amazing gift that can be given. The
most amazing gift of them all.
It was a huge what is that? Not a fridge, but what is it called?
Styrofoam.
Like a little
dry ice
little styrofoam thing full of Dippin' Dots.
It was like the size of a mini fridge.
Full of Dippin' Dots.
And the candy fairy was a month late.
We didn't do it right away. She kept saying, did you send the signal out? Like, what was going on? Why? Because we kept getting lazy. Like, I'll go get the gift another day. I'll kept pushing it a day. And every time she'd wake up and run to the door and the bags are still there, I felt
Light
bad.
the signal.
Send it.
But yeah, so finally the candy fairy came. She dropped off a huge Dippin' Dot thing, and that was glorious. But we'll talk about that in another episode. But I was gonna just kind of wrap things up. Okay. I wanted to give a little shout out to. So we had a friend, more so a friend of mine, but now Lauren is friends with him.
Yes,
his name is Tyler. Tyler was on his way to Bible college in, I believe, Ohio, and a little OHIO, and he stayed the night here on his journey. I felt so bad.
He's a great kid.
He had car trouble, and I don't know why, but that just like brought me back to like, I know I'm not that old, but like I saw myself in that moment and I was like, dang, like that is not fun at all.
At all. I remember having car trouble. I was just leaving a really hard shift at work. People were being mean and I had come down the hill and my car just gave out right there. And I was like, I don't see a way out of this.
Yeah.
But hey, God will provide.
Yep.
So
he was having car trouble. His parents ended up driving 3 hours one way, switched cars, drove all the way back. So they did a 6-hour tour in one night. Whew. Anyways, Tyler, after he left, I almost might cry. I was walking down to our little studio to just kind of prep or whatever.
I think the note might be private.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. But yeah, he was just so nice. He left us a note, and something. I grew up in a family that we left notes typically when we left when we left people's houses we visited, and that was like so cool, dude. That really like genuinely meant a lot.
Yeah, he's a super sweet
that was
kid.
Cool. And then he also gave us no clue how to say it. Sumatra. He gave us some coffee, which we're gonna have at it soon. But that was really cool, man. And then also, I
wish we knew his channel. We could shout it out.
Oh yeah. It's on Instagram specifically, and I think YouTube as well. I think it's Tyler Grant Fit. But yeah, Also, I don't know if you want to mention like people subscribing and liking, commenting.
Oh, yes.
Why don't you kind of take it from here?
Please comment, like, subscribe. I eventually want to get to the point where we do a Q&A. So hopefully we get there one day.
Maybe a live Q&A would be the goal. I think that'd be really entertaining for us as well.
A little scary, but yeah, that'd be really cool.
But thanks for everybody that commented, like, subscribed, share it, like it again, subscribe it again if you can. And we'll be back.
Next week.
Thank you. Give us the night.
I don't remember
nightmare,
it. I don't remember it.
Nightmare neighbor.
Is that what I said?
Something like that. Give it to us one last time.
Nightmare neighbor. Is that what I said? I don't know. We'll have to look back. I don't remember what I said.